Cottage friends. Today I'm going to be making a recipe from this complete ketogenic diet for beginners for our tea party. And Saturn just might join us. And you're all invited. We'll be making nutty cookies, ketogenic friendly, in this video. So the first thing we need to do is put our butter. I've got about half a cup of butter here. Half a cup of granulated sweetener. In this case, I'm using monk fruit blend, which is a 0-calorie sweetener. And then we're going to put in a vanilla. And I'm going to go ahead and do the salt now. And that's half a cup of salt. I'm sorry, I mean a half a teaspoon. Okay, how much vanilla? 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now it says alcohol-free, but mine does have a little bit of alcohol. So I'm just gonna put some in. I like vanilla, so I'm kind of heavy on the vanilla. And then I'm going to add, since we have 1.5 cups of almond flour that we'll be adding, I'm going to add 2 eggs. Now the reason I'm veering off this recipe is because in the past I've done this type of recipe with almond flour and it's very dry if you don't, and it's very crumbly. And in here they do mention that it is a crumbly cookie, and when they mean crumbly, I think it's probably going to fall apart, that in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. Woo! Didn't know it was on. Get all that cream together. I don't have one of these at home, so I'm learning how to use it. Now while that's going, I'm just going to start chopping some of this. Now this recipe also calls for, I want to show you how it looks. So here's the consistency right now. Just kind of loose. Maybe the eggs made it a little bit looser, but I'm okay with that because I'd rather have a moist, not too crumbly cookie for my tea party. It's not a large batch of cookies, but just so you can kind of see how that looks. It's about that kind of consistency. So now what I think I'm going to do is fold in the nuts. First I want to just get the rest of that good batter up off of there. So here's what we have so far. We're going to fold in our nuts. Now it said half a cup. I've got about probably more than that, but I'm also using macadamia nuts, and I just think it's such a wonderful experience to bite into one of these macadamia nuts when you're eating a cookie. They didn't have hazelnuts, which the recipe calls for in the store. So here's our batter. Okay, so I've rolled out a piece of plastic, and we're going to make this into a long cylinder and put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to chill so that it can set up. And this is similar to what you would call a refrigerator cookie. At this point, I'm going to channel my inner Mary Berry or Paul Hollywood and see if we can get this into a nice cylinder. I'm just going to use the plastic to sort of I can remember my grandma kind of making little square shapes. So let's see what we can do here. We've got quite a length, a little bit more length down here. We could probably squeeze some down there. A little more length down here. I'm just using the plastic to sort of lengthen it. So what I've done is I've wrapped it in a plastic. Made it into a kind of a tube. I can show you that a little closer. So it's nice and kind of round. It's a round shape. I'm going to carefully put that into the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Couldn't believe it when I saw this. Look at it. They're melting. Okay, so you can, I just pulled these out and they've been sitting, resting for about 5 minutes. You can see those macadamia chunks coming up. And we're just going to put these off onto the cooling rack now. They didn't turn out square. They turned out a lot different than what I was expecting, but I think they're going to be like crispy on the edges, which I love that texture. They're not too crumbly, which I like. We put the extra eggs in there. We put eggs in, period, to avoid any crumbling. Give those a chance to cool. So the cookies, I put them in the fridge overnight. And I think they turned out scrumptious. Hopefully they're not going to be too crumbly, but I wanted you to see one. Those are the macadamia nuts in there. And if you want, you could always trim these little brown crispy edges off, but I kind of like them. Let's see. Not too crumbly. I like it. This will be good for our tea party.